Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
And we are loaded up again, as usual. All kinds of stuff to share with you this morning. But don't forget to tell your friends, your neighbors, your relatives, your enemies about this show and where to get it, which is pretty much everywhere. You can follow us on X, Instagram, Threads. Pat Unleashed is where you would find us there. Also, subscribe to our YouTube page, youtube.com/Pat Gray. Make sure you hit that bell to get notified when we get new content published there. And subscribe, rate, and leave a podcast review on iTunes or Spotify or wherever you get your podcast.
Only if it's good, though.
Yes, 5 stars.
Yeah.
5 stars, please. That way others can find it. Join us. So that's Pat Gray Unleashed on podcast. BlazeTV.com/Pat is where you can sign up to subscribe to The Blaze. And that way you get access to the show we do afterwards, which is called Overtime. Same thing that everybody else calls their overtime show.
Yeah.
They're all overtime. And you get access to all that. And Glenn's specials, his Wednesday night things, and everything else he does. The podcast that he does with a special guest every week.
I know that
a lot of great stuff.
Chris stays busy putting stuff out there for the show. I have a question for Chris. What's the longest you've been away from a computer in your life?
I'll let you know when I find out.
Yeah. I mean, you are constantly churning stuff out, so thank you.
Indeed. That, what he said. So, also use the promo code PAT when you go to blazetv.com/Pat. Promo code PAT, and you'll get 10% off your subscription, which is really awesome. And it's going to get you access to everything again, just everything the Blaze has to offer. Yesterday, we got a little look inside the Trump courtroom, and here's some of what happened for his trial on his businesses in New York.
This is so bad.
Hey guys, this is the first look inside that courtroom. Our NBC cameras, the pool camera here, they gave us a chance to shoot. So now we all see what's happening inside there as this trial gets underway.
Look at that.
There's the DA
glare.
James, yep, right, sitting there. Actually, not at the front table. That's kind of interesting,
No,
isn't it?
because she's not trying the case, so she's sitting behind her attorneys.
Yeah, the Attorney General there, Letitia James. Thank you so much. And there you see President Trump, the former president, I should say, next to his attorney, and that's Chris Kise, who we expect to make the opening statements here. And then this,
Judge Engoron.
I guess, is Judge Engoron, and he is awaiting the start of this trial.
We're not a serious country.
Wow. So the introductions of this circus, that was important. Glad we got to
the
that.
glare down from the AG. We got all smiles from the judge. Hi. I mean, and
he loves it. He loves the pub.
And then it was like the way the camera was. It was almost like it was a home movie.
I know.
It's just this dimension that we're in. This reality is so bizarre.
Trump spoke about the experience afterwards.
And I don't think the people of this country are going to stand for it. If I weren't leading in all the polls, or if I weren't running, I wouldn't have any of these cases. I wouldn't be seeing you this morning.
That's a fact.
But I'll be seeing a lot of you, because this is a horrible thing that's happening to our country, and we've got to get it straightened away. So we'll go in and see our rogue judge, and we'll listen to this man. And I think most people get it. People are getting it. I can tell you the voters getting it, because every time they give me a fake indictment, I go up in the polls, and that's never happened before. But this is a disgrace. And you ought to go after this Attorney General, because she's turning off everybody from coming in. You know, I don't know if you take a look at the outflow of business. Businesses are fleeing New York because of horrible, horrible attorney generals and judges like we have. They go to other places where they can be treated fairly and with respect. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you. Thank you.
So there we have. Yeah, he was not happy yesterday.
No, I don't blame him. I don't blame him. On Sunday, he warned of enemies of America.
Under the Trump presidency, patriotic protectionism. Protection. We want to protect our country from people that are destroying our country. They want to destroy our country, and they see it being destroyed, and they do nothing about it. but it will be a new American way, protectionism. We have to protect our country from outside evil and also from inside evil, because I think the inside evil is actually more dangerous than the outside. Inside evil, like some of these radical left lunatics that we have to deal with all the time. That means protecting our workers, protecting our wages, protecting our jobs, protecting our industries, and yes, protecting our farmers, ranchers, growers, and ethanol producers in the great state of Iowa. We're protecting them. Okay. Crooked Joe is trying to crush Iowa ethanol. Biden's insane electric vehicle mandate. You hear that? Everybody has to go buy an electric car, even though you can only drive for about 15 minutes.
Okay. I always get a kick out of the way he says industry. Like, industry. I don't know how he does it, but
a different kind of inflection on it.
No inflection. And the way he said that, I mean, that's just him saying, that's the Trump way of saying enemies foreign and domestic, inside and outside. But he's absolutely right. I mean, and what's happening to him in New York specifically is an illustration of these enemies within.
And speaking of the enemies of America, let's check in on what Joe Biden is up to right now. He sat down for an interview, this particular enemy of America, where he talked about a future America if Republicans win in 2024.
That's why I think that I want to increase the focus on the fundamentals here. Right. That democracy, literally our democracy is
we don't have a democracy.
And it's by altering the institutional structures to protect it. And I think that we're in real trouble if that's not the case.
Yeah, we are, because of you. Because of you. And the real issue is whether this country could even withstand another 4 years of this guy. His incompetence, his Marxism. It's amazing. Oh, and he had more to say on it, of course.
The thing that I have trouble trying to figure out is what it is that, other than protecting the Constitution, what is it that these mega Republicans think is extreme about what I'm doing? They haven't been.
Everything.
I haven't seen any articulation of any of that.
We've articulated it every day.
Was he saying
every day?
Was that a suggestion that defending the Constitution is a bad thing? Should we play that again? Because listen to this. Is he saying, other than them talking about the Constitution, I don't know, that's a pretty big thing to be concerned about. Listen again.
The thing that I have trouble trying to figure out is what it is that, other than protecting the Constitution, what is it that these mega Republicans think is extreme about what I'm doing? They haven't been. I haven't seen any articulation of any of that.
That he's protecting the Constitution. Other than that, what extreme thing am I doing?
Okay.
I don't know. He's protecting he doesn't give a rat's ass about the Constitution. It's absolute madness. Jeez. And he was introducing people who weren't there at this event yesterday.
Oh.
A bunch of people that he's wanting them to stand up. Yeah, they're not there.
They're not even there?
Not there.
In the crowd?
Right.
No.
They're not there.
So many really important people here that made all this possible. Okay. Tammy Duckworth, she's too young.
What?
She's too young? What?
Steny Hoyer. Steny?
He's not too young.
No.
Madeline Dean. Jared Huffman.
They're not there.
I think they're supposed to be here.
But they're not there. They're not there.
Mark Pocan. And Mark, you here?
Nope. Mark's not there either.
Well, guess what?
There's three.
Mary Kay Scanlon?
No. Mary Kay's not there.
Oh, yeah. And then after that, he goes on to talk about, you might be my 19th cousin.
Okay.
I don't
That's
know.
good stuff.
Representative Jackie, are you here? Where's Jackie?
No, Jackie's.
I didn't think she was going to be here.
No, she's 6 feet under. She's probably not going to make it. Really tough to dig out of that grave. So Jackie probably won't be there either.
It's probably a good thing that Tammy Duckworth wasn't there. Isn't she in a wheelchair? Because he probably would have pulled a stand-up Chuck.
Probably.
Let him see you. Oh, God love you.
So bad.
What am I doing?
He has no idea what he's doing. That's the thing. He has no idea where he is, who's supposed to be there, what he's doing there, how to get off stage when he's done. It's crazy. And he was apparently reading this speech for the first time. Of course, this happens every time. So I don't know. He might have pre-read it 1,000 times and still can't get it right.
Yeah, you wouldn't even know. Yeah.
You wouldn't know.
Today, the Americans with Disabilities Act. Steny Hoyer led the charge in the House, along with Major Robert Owens.
Excuse me.
And Tony Quello. I don't know
if he's here or who he is.
As well as Tom Harkin and Bob Dole. They led the fight in the Senate.
Bob Dole, who's been dead for years, led this fight. So he must be talking about, he's talking about the Disabilities Act, right. I guess, which was passed years ago. It's amazing he threw Bob Dole out there and talked about the work he did on the Disabilities Act. Interesting. Then, of course, he jogs off stage when he's done.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. No. In fact, thank you. I can't with this guy. Oh, so bad.
That's fun.
Look at how fast I'm going, because I moved my arms really fast for a second.
So
nobody can keep up with me.
Yeah.
The 20-year-olds that are interns, they can't keep up with. That's why you don't see any around, because I left them in the dust a long time ago.
Challenge to push-ups.
Here he goes. Oh, whoa. Speed of light, almost. Incredible. It's so stupid. It is so ridiculous. All of his isms that he thinks we're so stupid, we're going to think, wow, look at how vigorous the man is. He said to watch him, and I'm watching him, and wow, good thing, because is he ever in tip-top condition right now?
Honestly, everything about this man is an embarrassment.
Yeah.
The way he sounds, the words he uses, the way he moves.
Yeah. And then during a cabinet meeting, his brain almost broke. Maybe it did, in fact, completely break. Check this out.
By the end of the governing crisis, it's time to end these constant.
Right.
Anyway, good.
Anyway.
What the hell?
Disagreement averts immediate crisis.
What did he say? What did he try to say? What was that?
The anyway is once again rearing its ugly head over and over and over, because that's how he tries to tell you that I'm just making a natural transition here, because I probably said way too much and you guys don't understand. I'm so brilliant that I'm above your heads. And so anyway, let me tell you something else right now.
Okay.
Play that again, because it's so embarrassing.
Corpse in chief.
Here he is.
By the end of the governing crisis, it's time to end these constant. Anyway, good.
What was that?
Disagreement averts immediate crisis.
I say anyway. That's a good. What?
Anyway.
Holy
Who knows?
Crap.
Who knows? It's really bad.
I know this is hard to
It's
fathom,
really bad.
but he is becoming more and more incoherent
every day.
Each passing day.
Yeah, can you imagine a year from now? We're supposed to re-elect this guy?
This guy.
There can't be any way. There can't be any possible way that anyone, I don't care how hardcore Democrat you are or how hardcore Marxist, you can't think he's the one to lead this effort. You can't. It's impossible. If you watch him at all, you know he's in no shape to be president now, let alone a year, 2 years, 3 years from now. My gosh.
Do the math for me here. What are we about, like 63 months or so? 63 and a half months, is that right? That he thinks he's still going to be president?
I guess.
I mean, bro, stop.
Somebody's going to make him stop, because they can't win like this. They can't win.
Okay. Well, okay. That's where you and I disagree.
We'll see.
Okay.
We'll see. First, let me take a minute to tell you about Eden Pure Thunderstorm air purifiers. If you have odors in your home that you can't seem to get rid of, or it takes way too long, pick up a 3-pack of these because they are so handy. They're so convenient. They're so easy to install. Pull up the plug it into the wall, and turn it on, and that's it. Then the O3 molecules start destroying odors right away. Cigarette smoke, litter box odor, trash cans, mildew smell from basements, no match for the Eden Pure Thunderstorm. You never have to replace filters. It doesn't have any filters in it. There's no need for that. Starts to work in just seconds to eliminate any odor. With over 350,000 of these already sold and thousands of 5-star reviews online, you know it's going to work. During this week, I've got a great deal for you, too, on your own Thunderstorm. Right now, you can save $200 on 3 Thunderstorms. That's 3 units for under $200. Just go to EdenPureDeals.com, enter the discount code PAT. Eden Pure Deals, EDEN, EdenPureDeals.com, discount code PAT, and you'll get free shipping.
That gray is unleashed.
I just think a lot of people don't pay attention to any of this, and they have no idea. They have no idea where this guy is mentally, physically. And if you're not paying any attention, you know, you might just blindly vote for him because he's a Democrat, and that's who you always vote for. But if you paid any attention, if you watched any news at all, if you've seen any conservative show ever, you know that this guy is not able to do this anymore. He's just not. Never. I don't think he ever was, but he especially is incapable now. But comedian Sarah Silverman posted this on Twitter, and so there are people, I guess, who are watching and think he's still great.
Okay.
The list of Biden's wins heading into 2024.
Oh, this is going to be fun.
Biden wins, over 13 million jobs added.
Okay, we know.
How many times?
You can destroy all of these bullet points, I bet.
How many times do we have to say? He didn't create a single job. These came back because the stupid pandemic ended. Unemployment below 4% for longest stretch in over 50 years.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Let's think about this one. Under 4%. I guarantee you that's because so many people have to have 2 or 3 jobs just to make ends meet.
Yeah, it could be.
I bet that's what that is.
Prevented a default. He prevented the default on the national debt? When was this?
Just by kicking the can down the road? Exactly.
He had nothing to do with it. Nothing.
Well, okay.
He's going to sign it, but he didn't come up with the plan. Expanded the NATO alliance.
Oh, and that's a good one. That's a good one right there.
Rallied our allies in support of Ukraine. Another really good one.
Oh,
yeah. I'm really excited about the Ukrainian situation. I really am.
So far, not impressed.
Man. Capped the...
Oh, God!
There's that lie again. Capped the cost of insulin at $35 a month for seniors on Medicare. No, he didn't.
Remind people what happened there.
Donald Trump did that.
Yeah, then this guy let it expire.
Yeah.
And then brought it back and acted like he was the OG insulin guy.
Unreal. That is unbelievable.
I despise this administration.
Oh, he's such a lying sack. It's outrageous.
What's the next one?
Despicable. Once in a generation infrastructure investments.
Oh, wait. How many electric chargers are they building around the country for people
500,000
that don't have EVs?
Yeah, 500,000. Issued executive orders to safeguard access to reproductive health care. Yeah, I made sure we can continue to kill babies.
Yeah, I don't want to miss a
win.
day.
What a win. Not for the babies, but what a win for you people who want to slaughter infants. That's a big win for you. Congratulations on that.
Okay.
Wow. We're going to be held accountable for this. Confirmation of Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson.
Hang your hat on that one, old man.
Wee, has that been great? How many times have we said, what a great nomination Ketanji Brown Jackson was for the Supreme Court? Am I right?
How many times have we
Who
said
didn't
that?
love her?
Every day.
Every day.
Every day.
Thank you.
I have to stop you guys.
Thank
It's
you,
annoying.
Chris. Yeah, I'll bet it is. I bet people get sick of hearing about us praising him for the nomination of Ketanji Brown Jackson. Terrific stuff.
And those are,
oh, my God.
That's under the heading.
Those are the big wins.
Biden wins?
Biden wins. What is there one legitimate, let's see. He didn't do that.
I got us out of Afghanistan, didn't I?
If you, yeah, and botched that in a way that's never been done before in the history of this country.
I've isolated our allies like literally never before. Remember, first American president to be, what was the word? Not condemned, but in the British Parliament.
Censured?
Something like that.
Something like it.
Admonished, something. Anyway, France withdrew their ambassador, our oldest ally.
Yeah.
It's like...
Yep. There's not one legitimate thing on here, unless you're a really big supporter of Ukraine and you're flying the Ukraine flag outside your home right now.
Oh, yeah. Guilty.
And maybe that. Maybe you're loving that. I don't know. And if you love the abortion thing, yes, he has done that. So if you're an extreme left-wing douchebag, yeah, you got two things on there that he really, really helped you out with.
Someone should Photoshop, just redo that with like the inflation rate.
Yeah.
And national debt.
Yes.
The Afghanistan botch. How much we're sending to Ukraine.
The border.
The border. 7
million people since his administration have illegally crossed the border into our country.
What was the number I saw? Was it 226,000 just in September alone?
It's 260,000.
260,000. Dear God. I mean, see, it's like whatever.
Biggest number ever.
Biggest number
in 1 month of all time.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right.
And maybe we should talk about all of Joe's spending and how so many Republicans are willing to go along with it. Representative David Schweikert had this to say over the weekend during the budget showdown.
This is becoming a math-free zone around here. And why is there the fighting here on the House? What's the fussing? You do understand every dime. Every dime a member of Congress votes on now is all borrowed money.
Yeah,
there's
I do
a very
understand
good
that.
chance, and we'll know actually next week when the final Treasury data is posted, that for this fiscal year, the 2023 fiscal year, which ends this weekend, we will borrow, and I'm sorry, but this is how you need to think about it. We will borrow functionally 9% of GDP. So 9% of the entire economy will be just the borrowed money, not the spent money, the borrowed money. We are hitting numbers that should be terrifying.
Yeah.
I don't know why they're not terrifying to the folks on the left. Basically, you just saw it. They just came to the microphone saying, we want more money.
Yep.
Where does it come from?
Your butt?
Wait. His butt?
Yeah. The same butt that monkeys are flying out of.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's where it's coming from.
That's cool.
So congratulations on that.
Yes. Yeah. So that was just a sliver there of an hour-long speech.
Oh, he gave a speech for an hour?
Yeah, I watched this
Wow.
whole thing. I posted it. You can find it at Pat Unleashed on Twitter. But Schweikert and then his buddy Mike Kelly, I believe, the congressman from Pennsylvania, they laid this out, and they had charts. I mean, it was, we're going Ross Perottville with what their presentation was like. But I took a couple of notes here. They said that the interest alone. See, right now it's $633 billion a year. Next year it'll be $800 billion, and estimates could be as high as, in 9 years, $3.7 trillion a year, just on the interest. And then they had this like illustration with a dollar bill. 63 cents of every dollar is already spent. Stuff that's already been promised. 10% is the debt, and then there's 27% that the Congress, or 27 cents for each dollar that they bring in, that they can figure out what to do with, and 13 cents of that dollar goes to defense, and then you've got 14 cents left. So even if you cut everything, I mean, it's just, we are so screwed. If you have the time to watch this very important presentation, it's at Pat Unleashed on Twitter.
It's so bad when our gross national product is something like $17 trillion a year. $17 trillion a year. That should cover pretty much anything we need to do. And we exceed that every year. Think about that. We exceed it every year. We exceed our income. And that's why they have to borrow money to continue the function of government.
I mean, he said it's not your grandkids, it's not your kids that are screwed.
Yeah, it's us.
It's your retirement. It's coming up fast. I mean, it talks about Social Security being insolvent 5 years from now. I mean, you got to watch this presentation at Pat Unleashed on Twitter. I mean, you know, we could start cutting. Maybe we could stop sending billions to Ukraine. What do you think of that?
Yeah, that would be good.
Mm-hmm. Oh, there we go. Look at this.
It's only $223 million per day since February 22nd. My guess is it's higher than that.
Right.
No, but that's a lowball estimate.
And this is to
$223 million a day.
A guy who is famous for dancing naked on stage, for playing the piano with his dong. I mean, look at that. That's the guy that they're going to ask you to send your sons and daughters. They're already sending your paycheck and sending your military equipment. That's the guy that we have hitched our wagon to. Are you kidding me? Stop this. I swear, Zelensky is a junkie. We need to cut him off, man. Cut his supply off of U.S. dollars.
Yeah, he's not helping us, that's for sure. And he's costing us, our future and our children's future and our children's children's future. Of course, there's many other things we're also wasting money on, but you could start right there by stopping the $223 million a day hemorrhaging.
Good place to start.
Yeah, start right there. And just cut that. But there's a rumor that he and McCarthy got together and cut a deal.
Oh, Biden, yeah.
Biden, not Zelensky, but that wouldn't surprise me.
Wouldn't surprise me either.
If it was made directly with Zelensky. But Biden and McCarthy got together, and they knew that this continuing a resolution had to happen. So they made a deal. We'll separate the Ukraine money, and we'll come to a deal on that later, and we'll still supply them with all the money they need.
Yeah, Biden and House Democrats have said, yeah, we made a deal with your speaker. That's right. What are you going to do about it? I think the only one person is trying to do anything about it.
Yeah, Matt Gaetz.
Yeah.
And they're going to try that today or tomorrow.
The vote to
oust him.
Yeah.
And it's not going to happen.
Can we see the little tweet war? Because we don't have time for this Gaetz clip here, but you got to see this. McCarthy tweets, bring it on. So Matt Gaetz retweeted, it just did. So motion to vacate will be up for a vote, like you said, in the next couple of days.
And he's not afraid because he knows Democrats are gonna help keep him in office. They're gonna help keep him in the speakership.
Yeah, and
he doesn't care.
Gaetz was asked, hey, well, what if this motion to vacate vote attempt of yours fails? He's like, I'll just do it 15 or 16 times. That's what it took to get him the speakership. So I'll keep pushing
doing
this.
It.
Yeah. This
Good.
is, man.
Good.
We are, it's laughable.
Well, he's being investigated, too, because the allies of McCarthy are so pissed at him. How dare you try to hold this guy's feet to the fire and actually hold him to his promises. So now they're going to try to oust him or embarrass him or whatever. They've got an investigation going on Matt Gaetz now.
I mean, and it goes back to what we just played, the clip of the congressman say, hey, we have no money. And all they did was exactly what we've been saying. They just kicked the can. Another 45 days. Yeah, we'll do this again in 45 days.
And we literally will do it all over again. Everything's going to replay just like this. The Democrats will start screaming about how they're going to shut down the government. At least it'll be after the election. November 17th is when you can expect this in the days, weeks leading up to it. Pathetic.
Right.
It's pathetic.
So coming up here in just, 45 days from now?
Yeah.
Is there much of an election coming up right now, though?
Nah, it's not huge, but...
Well, you know what?
some.
Texas better vote to lower our property taxes in November. Let's go!
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Oh, brought in some Kexi cookies for you guys today. Go ahead and go through and eat these. This is the incredible s'mores. You can see quite large.
Watch us
delicious.
eat those.
Yeah. Really good. The s'mores with marshmallow fluff center. Chocolate chip. Look at Chris is in here already.
Who's running the board right now, dude?
Yeah, there's no one in there now.
What in the world?
Literally no one in there. These are delicious. Oh my gosh, they're so good. We've got a new Halloween cookie. It's worms and grubs.
What?
that doesn't sound delicious, but it's a chocolate cookie with white chocolate chips and a creamy chocolate frosting with Oreo crumbs and a gummy worm on top. Delicious. So good.
So it's available at the shop?
And it's available,
It doesn't have an earthy taste to it.
No, it does not.
Good.
No.
Oof.
Or you could just go to Kexi.com and order them there. Kexi.com. KEKSI.com. Delicious gourmet cookies. We've got some tweets here to share. None of these spending numbers are concerning to the Communist Party because they're 100% trying to destroy the dollar, and the only solution to fix the problem they created will be a digital currency.
That is a fact.
There is no turning this train wreck around.
That is too.
I'm afraid it is. Let's see. We got this from Furion Energy, a banana republic, if you can keep it. Okay. Jimmy Dimples, gotta confess, Biden's jog has been like my workouts. Start with energy, then... At least that's how I interpret PFTH.
And how'd you pronounce it again? Yeah, that's good. That's close.
That's close. Right?
Yeah.
All right.
Got there.
Good. Let me remind you, too, that we've got something happening tomorrow that's really fun. We've done several of these. And tomorrow, I'm going to do one with Jeffy. It's Off the Record. That'll be tomorrow, Wednesday, October 4th, 11:30 in the morning, Central Time. So that's 12:30 Eastern. That's 10:30 Mountain. It's 9:30 Pacific. All right. Okay. Off the record question and answer. Nothing's below board. Nothing's
wow.
Nothing's.
But Jeffy's with you.
Yeah.
And any
you
question,
can ask anything you want.
Wow.
Anything and everything that's on your mind.
Okay.
No big tech sensors looking over our shoulder. So, yeah, no topic is off limits. If you're not a Blaze TV subscriber, get over to blazetv.com/offtherecord and sign up today so you can join the conversation. Use the promo code offtherecord and you'll save. All right?
So it's, I believe, if my calculations are correct, that'll be 2:30 Thursday afternoon.
New Zealand time?
In Guam? Or
Guam.
2:30 A.
Okay.
You know what? I have no idea. I really don't know.
Don't listen to Keith. He has no idea.
Math is
hard. If you're in Guam, just do the math on your own. Yeah. Also in Congress yesterday, Representative Bowman addressed his fire alarm poll, which is just complete accident. I'm so sorry about this. I'm embarrassed, frankly. Basically, here's what he said.
Do you still stand by your statement that the fire alarm was an accident?
You know, I don't know why this has gotten so much attention. I was just in a rush to go vote, man. That's all it was.
Yeah, what a lie.
Either from leadership or from legally from Capitol Police?
I mean, listen, I take responsibility for what I did, you know, but like I said, I was in a rush to go vote. And,
you're not.
The investigation will sort everything else out.
Have you talked to Jeffries about it?
Oh, yeah, of course. That's day one, yes.
How was that conversation?
Well, I got to keep that between me and the leader, so I'm not going to share that publicly. Yeah, we've been in touch with each other.
Been in touch with each other. What, a couple of texts.
You're not taking responsibility, though. You're trying to lie your way out of it. So
I would love
to
see or hear what he and Jeffries talked about in relation to this fire alarm pull.
Because somebody said, hey, who's willing to go down and pull the fire alarm and get this thing stopped? And he was perfectly willing to do that. Yeah, I'll just say it was an accident. I was trying to get the door open. Oh, okay. Yeah, I can see where that would be confused with opening the door.
Jeffries probably sent him a text, said, hey, good try. Yeah, so now he can say, yep, I've been in contact.
Right.
With the minority.
Yeah, he's going to keep that between he and the leadership because he doesn't want you to know. The leadership was all about it. They were perfectly fine with it and probably encouraged it. Yesterday on the floor of the House, Congressman Matt Gaetz called out Speaker McCarthy on the apparent secret deal he made with Joe Biden on the Ukraine funding that we talked about a few minutes ago. Here's what Gaetz had to say about all that.
I rise to raise a question. What was the secret side deal on Ukraine? House Democrats and President Biden have said that as Speaker McCarthy was asking Republicans to vote for a continuing resolution so as to avoid having to take the Senate's plus up in Ukraine money, that the Speaker of the House was actually cutting a side deal to bring Ukraine legislation to this floor with President Biden and House Democrats. So let me get this straight. To extend Joe Biden's spending and Joe Biden's policy priorities, the Speaker of the House gave away to Joe Biden the money for Ukraine that Joe Biden wanted. It is going to be difficult for my Republican friends to keep calling President Biden feeble while he continues to take Speaker McCarthy's lunch money in every negotiation.
Oh, no.
The Speaker of the House has responded to these reports of a secret side deal on money for Ukraine, opaquely stating that he still wants to fund Ukraine and our border. I have a few replies to this statement. First, the Speaker's statement confirms the existence of a secret deal. And I've talked to members of our own leadership who have said they didn't even know that Speaker McCarthy was negotiating a secret side deal outside of our conference, outside of his own leadership team, for the sake of Ukraine. Second, Ukraine has lost the support of a majority of the majority. The last time there was a freestanding Ukraine vote on this floor, it was last week. 101 Republicans voted for it, 117 Republicans voted against it. According to the Hastert rule, which Speaker McCarthy agreed to in January, you cannot use Democrats to roll a majority of the majority, certainly on something as consequential as Ukraine. So for all the crocodile tears about what may happen later this week about a motion to vacate, working with the Democrats is a yellow brick road that has been paved by Speaker McCarthy, whether it was the debt limit deal, the CR, or now the secret deal on Ukraine. Third, this is swampy log rolling. The American people deserve single subject bills. I get that a lot of folks might disagree with my perspectives on the border or on Ukraine, but can we at least agree that no matter how you feel about Ukraine or the southern border, they each deserve the dignity of their own consideration and should not be rolled together where they might pass where each individually wouldn't? This is what we're trying to get away from. This is the spirit of the January agreement we made with the Speaker. No more lashing these disparate issues together so that the American people's interests are subjugated here on the floor of the House. You know how we should stand up for our border? Demand that the United States Senate take up our single subject appropriation bill that funded the border. It created Republican unity. We voted for it. It has the policy demands that the continuing resolution that Speaker McCarthy advocated for on this floor did not. Our DHS funding bill requires E-Verify. And then hours later, after we passed that, the Speaker wanted us to vote for a continuing resolution that didn't include E-Verify. Retreat is never a strategy to win anything. So, Mr. Speaker, just tell us. Just tell us. What was in the secret Ukraine side deal? What commitments were made to President Biden to continue the spending of President Biden in exchange for doing things for President Biden? It is becoming increasingly clear who the Speaker of the House already works for, and it's not the Republican conference.
Nice.
Mr. Speaker, I would ask that these questions be answered soon, because there may be other votes coming today or later this week that could be implicated by the answers to these questions. Members of the Republican Party might vote differently on a motion to vacate if they heard what the Speaker had to share with us about his secret side deal with Joe Biden on Ukraine. I'll be listening. Stay tuned. And I yield back.
Oh, wow. Good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Really good stuff.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens. I'm pretty sure they're not going to be able to oust him from the Speaker role, but...
Well, he's already secured AOC's commitment. So the Democrats are going to play this like, oh, we might end up... what they tried to do originally was get Jeffries in, sneak him in, and because there was such a fracture with the Republicans.
That's what they want.
It's going to be interesting.
Yep.
We are not a real country anymore.
Let me tell you about the liver health formula. If you're suffering from low energy, brain fog, or unexplained extra flab, the problem could be your liver. You may not know it, but your liver is the foundation for good health. It performs more than 500 key functions like filtering toxins, breaking down nutrients, and keeping cholesterol in check. But over time, your liver can start to wear down, and that's when you need this so badly, because your energy crashes, you get belly fat, and trouble with memory and concentration. Fortunately, there's a simple solution. It's called Liver Health Formula. Liver Health Formula contains 11 powerful herbs and nutrients, clinically proven to recharge and revitalize your liver. It also helps protect against fatty liver, which is a silent epidemic affecting about 100 million Americans. Liver Health Formula is manufactured right here in the United States. It's approved by American doctors. And as a listener of this show, you can try Liver Health Formula and receive a free bottle of nano-powered omega-3 to keep your heart and brain healthy when you order today. Go to getliverhelp.com/Pat. Claim your free bonus gift. That's getliverhelp.com/Pat.
Pat Gray is unleashed.
By the way, tomorrow we're going to get one of those really obnoxious, but I guess necessary emergency alerts. Everybody gets it. Everybody.
My phone's going to be in a Faraday pouch.
Oh, really?
At that time.
Okay.
Because I don't want to deal with that.
You don't want to know if they're letting us know about a nuclear explosion or whatever?
See, a lot of people think, well, they'll let me know if there's an actual explosion, but a lot of people attach to a conspiracy theory. That's not why I'm doing it. I'm doing it because I don't want an update into my phone. You know, if something's going to be planted in there, you know, do it through the normal means. You know, the Samsung update that I get every 5 days.
So that's the scuttlebutt. This is their way of implanting something in you?
No, that's not it at all. Oh. I'm doing that just in case. The scuttlebutt is that it's going to trigger... don't you have to have the vaccine for this conspiracy theory? Chris, you know what I'm talking about?
I don't.
Okay, so what they're saying is, I think it's if you have the vaccine, that they're going to send 3 pulses or something. I don't know. And it's going to trigger something, Marburg something. I don't know. There are people listening right now. They're like, oh, yeah, I've totally seen this, right? And then it's going to turn you into a zombie or something, right? That's the conspiracy theory. That's not why I'm doing it. I'm telling you that's what people are saying. And
Will
I think
people be wrong? Will they admit they're wrong when nobody turns into a zombie?
I'm sure all the videos that I've received about people turning into a zombie from tomorrow's...
they'll all apologize after nobody turns into a zombie?
They'll send videos of the people that said we were going to turn into zombies.
Okay.
So anyway...
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting.
I'm pretty sure nobody's going to turn into a zombie over this.
I heard some doubt, implicit doubt when you say pretty sure.
I'm pretty sure. I'm about 99.5% sure. There's just a 0.5% chance that there might be a zombie situation here. But I'm pretty sure it's not going to happen. What I think is going to happen is they're going to test the emergency broadcast system. They used to call it that. It's now the emergency alert system. I don't, because I guess it's not broadcast technically everywhere.
Yeah, so it's EAS now.
So it's EAS instead of EBS test, which I grew up with. Then there's the wireless emergency alert. That's what's happening on your cell phone. And so you're going to get that obnoxious or whatever sound it makes for you, and then you'll know that, oh, okay, that's my...
And this is
I guess my phone's going to work when there's a national emergency.
2:20 p.m. Eastern tomorrow.
2:20 tomorrow,
Wednesday.
Eastern time.
Wednesday.
So don't panic. Don't panic.
Oh, that's going to...
Everything's okay. Can you, if you wanted to, could you turn this off? You can turn off your alerts, right? No, you can't?
I don't think
You don't
so.
think you can?
Yeah.
Huh.
There's
no way to avoid this unless it's the
I'll bring in my pouch.
The Faraday pouch.
Yeah, I'll bring it in tomorrow so you can see it. It's pretty cool because I've tested it.
Yeah, that is cool.
And you can't get
Are
any
you
signal.
seriously going to put it in your pouch?
Yes, and it has nothing to do with the zombie thing.
You sure?
Yeah, right.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
And why is it that you're doing it again?
I'm doing it because I don't want any kind of update to my phone or hey,
you
we're the
think they're gonna
government, we're gonna put something in here or whatever.
Okay.
That's what I'm doing. You can laugh at all you want, man. I've been right about, a lot of stuff long before you approached this show.
Yeah, before you were born, whippersnapper.
So are you even an American, bro?
Was this before I became an American? Oh, dude, that's awesome.
So
he's a plant. He's a Puerto Rican plant.
A Puerto Rican plant.
We know that.
Yes.
Oh, we know what Puerto Rican nationalists did in 1952-ish.
Yeah, back then in 52.
They bombed the vice president's house, if I recall.
No way. Are you serious? Is this true?
Was it the vice president's house they bombed? I know that they did something. I can't remember what they were called, but there was some...
The Puerto Rican Nationalist Party revolts of the 1950s were a series of coordinated insurrections before January 6th, I'll point out, that wanted Puerto Rico to secede from the Union.
Oh, wow. They wanted it that badly that they were doing terrorist activities?
Yeah. But they bombed...
Interesting.
Let's see. Yeah. It was,
still, have they voted to become a state or not?
Well, it makes no sense. We get all the benefits of the state without paying.
Here we go.
Yeah, I think most people don't want to.
Why do you want to?
Assassination attempt on President Harry Truman occurred on November 1st, 1950, carried out by militant Puerto Rican pro-independence activist Oscar Colazo in Garcia y Torrecilla, while President Truman resided at Blair House during the renovation of the White House.
Do you know you're not related to him?
I don't know.
You don't know.
You
don't know.
So hide your cell phones tomorrow at 2:20 p.m. Eastern is the moral of the story. Cover your bases. For whatever reason, hide your cell phone.
It's a Puerto Rican conspiracy. So now you know. All right. Or not. We'll see. Meantime, we got lots more to cover. And, of course, don't forget Hilary Kennedy will join us at 7:30 to talk about something really fascinating about parents being on high alert in a major city.
Pat Gray, Unleashed.
Pat Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
Oh, hello. Welcome. So great to have you with us. 888-900-3393. Pat Unleashed on Twitter, Instagram, and Threads. Everybody's favorite.
So hold on,
Threads.
I got a question for Chris. So when you post stuff on Pat's social media, I'm sorry, Pat, when you post stuff on your social media, like, are you literally putting stuff on Threads?
Yeah.
What's the interaction like over there?
The most.
Yeah.
It's like I can't keep up.
It explodes, doesn't it?
We had to hire a PA to just handle
the threads. Yeah.
Did we really?
Yeah,
yes. Tell me more about this PA that you had to hire.
He does threads.
What's
threads
his name?
posting.
No, I haven't met him.
It's Bob.
Bob the Threads guy.
Yeah.
Bob the Threads guy?
Yeah, nobody knows his last name, so they just call him the Threads
I call him
guy.
BT.
Is he based in this building?
No.
Where does he live?
Oh, California. He's right next to Threads.
Santa Monica.
Yeah.
Thank
you.
California.
Hey, that's interesting.
So, yeah.
Hey, that's a cool new shot we've got
I like that.
on the Blaze. You
Well,
got the
look
little,
at that. You got a three thing.
like a
three thing. Yeah.
That's a
three
three
thing.
thing.
Yeah. That's a technical term. I hate to talk over people's heads.
Did Threads Bob come up
But
with
we
that?
call that a three thing.
Yeah. Well, BT short.
Yeah. Nice job. Threads Bob came up with that one.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Katie Couric says Obama owes me a big-ass bouquet for 2008, the Palin attack interview. Oh, is she admitting that now, finally?
She is.
Oh, my gosh. These people are shameless, aren't they? I mean, now, even though, okay, we've moved on from Katie Couric long ago, but to know that that's what you were doing and now you admit doing it, that's great that you've confirmed everything we said at the time. Fox News media reporter Joseph Wolfson reported Friday that former CBS Evening News anchor Katie Couric boasted at the liberal Texas Tribune Festival last weekend about how she helped Barack Obama get elected in 2008 with her infamous attack interview on Republican Governor Sarah Palin. You're welcome, by the way, Couric told the audience, sparking laughter and applause. Isn't that great? It's great. Yeah, the bipartisan, the non-partisan media attacking a political candidate for another party. That's great. She added, I always thought that Barack Obama should have sent me a big-ass bouquet of flowers for that interview. Then White House battle axe, Helen Thomas, she's gone. We lost her. And you're calling her a battle axe? Oh, my.
Who wrote that?
She said Couric saved the country with that interview. She justified sticking it to McCain for health reasons and for his poor judgment in picking Palin. I think people were concerned that here she would be a heartbeat away from the presidency. John McCain had cancer, I believe, 4 times. Wow. Think about that in the context of what we're presently dealing with.
Right.
With a guy who's got one foot in the grave. Bless his heart. And I don't wish anything bad on him. I just want him out of office. And he's clearly going downhill as we watch.
And that's who they determined, ironically enough, should have been one heartbeat away from the presidency instead of Sarah Palin.
Yes.
And by the way, I'm not convinced that a Katie Couric interview destroyed any chance of McCain winning. People like me weren't voting for McCain anyway. We were voting for Palin. If you wanted to vote for Palin, you had to fill in the bubble that connected her to McCain. And the way that we could get into Soros and what happened in September with the crash and stuff. And I mean, Obama was hand selected. It didn't matter who McCain tapped.
She went on to say, and I think suddenly they were not only questioning her abilities, but also his judgment in selecting her. So I think that had a big impact on the election, on the campaign. And so I thought I did a good job.
Wow.
Really?
Thank you
Because
for
that's
admitting it.
not the job there, Puddin'. That's not the job.
What is the job of a journalist, Pat?
To report facts, to report news, to do nonpartisan, non-biased interviews. She's admitting to the opposite of all of that.
I mean, thank you for telling the truth 15 years later.
Yeah,
but I mean, it was pretty
we all
obvious
knew at the time. Yeah. We knew, but still, to have it confirmed now, kind of amazing. Jeez. The other night, 60 Minutes sat down with Biden's Attorney General Merrick Garland, and this is fun. This guy's great. Check this out.
Garland knows he will be vilified no matter how the Trump and Biden cases are decided.
Okay.
His job, he told us, was to take the arrows for the department.
Oh, okay.
He has learned to embrace
dramatic.
the pain that comes with the job.
The youngest right now is Riot Mitchell, forever 8 months old.
And we saw that at DEA headquarters, where he was surrounded by those lost to the opioid epidemic
This is the Attorney General, Merrick Garland.
and their grieving families. Meeting them, he told us, reminds him of why he fights and whom he is fighting for.
Thank you for being here and listening to us.
I represent the American people.
Sure you do.
I don't represent the president. I represent the American people. And likewise,
What BS?
I am not Congress's prosecutor. I work for the American people.
And if democracy is an emotional subject for Merrick Garland,
is it?
Maybe it's because he has witnessed how suddenly it can be threatened. In Oklahoma City, and Washington, D.C.
Man.
When the history of this extraordinary time is written,
how dramatic.
What is the best that Merrick Garland can hope for?
Look, I think it's the best any public servant can hope for, that we've done our best, that we pass on a Justice Department
Cry about it.
that continues to pursue the rule of law and protect it.
He is.
And it's
serious?
the same thing that every generation has to hope. That we can pass our democracy on in working order.
We are not a democracy!
The next generation that picks up the torch.
He's crying about
it. Is responsible when we're finished.
Oh my gosh.
To continue that job.
Oh my gosh.
Wait, he said we're a democracy.
Is crying about democracy, which we are not, by the way, a democracy. We are not, for the love of heaven, and the billionth time, we are not a democracy.
Well, I mean, that's what Merrick Garland said we were.
Yeah, I know.
Brought the man to tears.
He's actually crying about it.
How ironic, though, that the two bookends they put up there on 60 Minutes that Merrick Garland was involved with was Oklahoma City and January 6th. January 6th, of course, completely overblown, effectively fabricated by your government.
Right.
And Oklahoma City, very likely perpetrated by your government. I would direct you to our May 27th.
Almost certainly perpetrated by the government.
Whatever the last Friday in May was, I would invite you to go back and watch that Pat Gray Unleashed, The Truth About Oklahoma City. We got quite a bit of evidence for you. What is that? Friday, May 26th. Go and enjoy that episode.
And let me just remind you what our founding fathers said about democracy. Real liberty, Alexander Hamilton said, real liberty is not found in the extremes of democracy, but in moderate governments. If we incline too much to democracy, we shall soon shoot into a monarchy or some other form of a dictatorship. Thomas Jefferson lamented that, quote, a democracy is nothing more than mob rule, where 51% of the people may take away the rights of the other 49, unquote. James Madison said democracies have never been spectacles of turbulence and contention. They have ever been, not never been, they have ever been the spectacles of turbulence and contention, have ever been incompatible with personal security or the rights of property, and have in general been as short in their lives as they have been violent in their deaths. And from John Adams, democracy never lasts long. It soon wastes, exhausts, and murders itself. There never was a democracy yet that did not commit suicide. From that standpoint, maybe we are a democracy, because that's exactly what we're doing with our republic, is committing suicide.
And who are these guys you just quoted?
Yeah, these are just founding fathers, of this nation. These are just the people who put together this government for us. John Adams, James Madison. You might recognize him as the author of the U.S. Constitution. Thomas Jefferson wrote the Declaration of Independence. And, of course, Alexander Hamilton, probably the most progressive of all the founding fathers.
He wrote Broadway plays about himself in his spare time. Is that right?
That's right, yes. Yeah. And he asked that black people play his part.
Hey, that was one of my people that made that rap.
Yeah, I know. Manuel.
Lin-Manuel.
Yeah, that's the one.
That is...
I love his work.
I love that play, and I don't like Broadway shows at all. By the way, to piggyback on your people, right? Dutch Mermaid tweeted out that we're forgetting that Joe Biden was raised by Puerto Ricans. So,
that's right.
The Puerto Rican conspiracy from him is not out of the realm of possibilities.
Point. I was sort of raised in the Puerto Rican community at home,
right?
Politically,
right?
And so we came here for a long time.
Ben, they came there for a long time.
Politically, he was raised by them.
Politically,
So,
he was raised.
He's a terrorist
by the Puerto Ricans. And also,
I got raised in the black church. He knows I'm not kidding. I got my education for real in the black church.
Okay,
and that's not hyperbole. It's a fact.
No.
So that means it is
hyperbole. Went to shul more than many of you did.
And of course, so he's Puerto Rican, black, Jewish, but it doesn't end there.
Everyone in town was either Polish or Italian.
Yeah.
I grew up feeling self-conscious. My name didn't end in an SKI. I don't know.
Right. He really wishes his name would have ended in ski.
Oh, no.
Like Bidensky. Something like that.
I may be Irish, but I'm not stupid.
And he may be Irish.
I married Dominic Giacoppa's daughter, so, I got a little Italian in me now.
He got a little Italian in him, too. So, and don't forget the Hispanic part.
I just
where
have one thing to say.
So in love with Hispanic music.
All right.
Yeah. You know he loves this. You know he does. He's got it on his...
Dance a little bit, Joe. Come on.
There you go. Dance to his tune. Any Hispanders as well. So
any part of him still white?
No.
The Baltimore part.
Oh, yeah, Then the Baltimore thing.
We just learned that.
He and the president of the Cook Islands, or the prime minister, whatever he is, they're both from Baltimore.
So
except for not.
Just the 8 ethnic backgrounds.
Yeah. That's all. That's not bad.
How else would you get 81 million votes?
Thank you. That's a really good point, Chris. Do you
really want to know?
No, because Pat just went down his accomplishments.
Sure, yeah. He appealed to everybody.
Everybody.
Far and wide.
Dead.
Yep.
Yeah.
Far, wide, and deep. That's this guy. So, good. That's good.
Boy, how excited are you for 2024?
Where we can have another chance to vote for him? Super, super excited. If he wins, man. Oh, my God.
Ain't seen nothing yet.
That's true. That is exactly right.
I am leaving the nation.
If he wins?
You going to Canada?
I don't know where do you go?
Yeah, where do you go?
It's like
That's
Reagan
the thing.
said,
Where do you go?
This is the last stand on Earth.
Not Puerto Rico.
Where do you go?
How difficult is it to make a garbage island? People have been sending me this story. It's been around for a while. This family, this couple has made an island out of garbage, and it just keeps getting bigger because every time you look up a story about them over the last 20 years, it's a nice little garbage island. I don't know where it is, though. Where is Garbage Island?
Is it the Great Pacific
It is
Garbage
not
Island?
that.
No?
Garbage Island.
Because, that's 2.5 times the size of Texas.
There might be some
or
space
roughly
there.
the size of Alaska. So I don't know why people don't say it's the size of Alaska. And I think that's because nobody knows Alaska is way bigger than Texas. Nobody knows that.
So it's Oregon is where this couple lives on their little garbage island.
Okay.
You don't seem that intrigued.
Is it literally an island?
Yeah,
it's in the water.
They tied a whole bunch of garbage together and then they live on it, float and stuff.
Okay.
So
interesting.
Kind of fun, right?
Sort of, kind of.
Wait a minute. As I'm looking for this story to see if I can find a picture to hold up, I find this story. We know this is not accurate. May 2022, and it was Vice who showed us that the garbage patch wasn't a thing. The Great Pacific Garbage Patch. Remember, they did a documentary.
Salon or Vice or somebody.
It was a Salon article, and it was a Vice video.
Right.
And the Vice video went out there with a bunch of eco freaks, and they were so sad
that they couldn't find it.
They were slack-jawed.
They were like,
that there was nothing out there.
We're going to go out and prove this thing. And then they couldn't do it. Could not find it.
So I find this story. Man swims through ocean garbage patch for months. Finds amazing life. So he swam through trash.
For months?
For months. I mean, bro.
He was in the ocean for months?
Do something with your life.
Wow.
I don't know what that means. Does he...
Incredible.
I haven't read this article
here. Did you just grab raw fish during the swim and eat them to stay alive? How did that work?
Think of your immune system. That would really help.
Yeah.
On his journey through the middle of the Pacific Ocean, he found large pieces of debris like a toilet seat and a hard hat.
Okay.
That's fun.
All right.
Think of that. That gets some
great.
treasures out there.
Mm-hmm. You get a free hard hat.
But can you see it from space?
No, you
then
cannot.
It's not a
It
patch.
is invisible from space. All right. Let me take a minute and tell you about real estate agents I trust. When you're selling your home, buying a home, doing both, whatever the case may be, you need a great realtor. That's why Glenn started this company years ago, because he dealt with all the hassles that come with buying and selling of your home, and it didn't go well for him. So he didn't want you to have that experience. He wanted you to have an agent who had a great track record, who were committed to their craft, and who did it really well. And so that's why he started realestateagentsitrust.com. And this is a free service we provide to you. We just hook you and the realtor up, and it's only the best in your area. These people are committed. They're going to see the process through all the way to the end with you and give you great advice along the way. Like, do you do some remodeling? Do you change out the flooring? I mean, a whole bunch of decisions have to be made when you're selling your home, and these are the people who can help you make those decisions. Go to realestateagentsitrust.com. That's realestateagentsitrust.com.
Pat Gray Unleashed. Missed an episode? Catch up anytime, anywhere podcasts are found. Pat Gray will be right back.
Interesting death maps being released.
Yeah.
They show you the causes of death and how they differ by age and state. Let's see. We got the first column there on the left is from 2001 to 2002.
Yeah, it's maybe difficult to see.
So, column on the right is from 2020 to 2021. So it's post or during the pandemic. And the top one is ages 1 to 17.
Mm-hmm.
This looks
pretty
a little
similar,
bit different, but similar.
Yeah, similar. And so that's primarily the green color is transportation deaths. Pink is suicide. So it looks like young people, sadly, are committing suicide at a higher rate. But look at that blue cluster in the Northeast. Is that is cancer, right?
Yeah, it is.
Boy.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Ages 1 to 17.
Weird.
Okay.
And then you go down to ages 45 to 64.
Well, okay. We're skipping the middle.
Yeah, skipping that for now.
Okay, so the third cluster down, 45 to 64?
Yeah.
So what did we go? We went from
45 to 64, so we went
cancer to cancer and cardiovascular.
Cardiovascular diseases.
What's doing that?
I don't know. That's really interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Ages 65 and older looks pretty much
cardiovascular across the board.
Yeah,
every
pretty
state,
much the same.
Leading cause.
But the biggest difference comes in 18 to 44-year-olds.
Mm-hmm. That's a second group of maps. Their U.S. map.
The causes have changed dramatically.
Yeah.
Since 2001 to 2002.
I mean, the majority of states 20 years ago, the leading cause of death in that age range, 18 to 44, was transportation. And now it's not the leading cause of death in any state.
Now it looks like it's suicide, or what's the purple one?
Purple is fentanyl and other synthetic opioids. Which, by the way, when we had the Merrick Garland, I just kept wanting to say, maybe you could close the border. I mean, your administration is the one that leaves it wide open.
Yeah, how about that? Try that.
That is...
Jeez.
That is terrifying. Gosh, man.
Sad. Really sad.
Oh, and speaking of death, is Dianne Feinstein, is she still voting, by the way? Because I know she was voting after she died. Have we checked? Is she still...
She did vote after she died?
It was at least the same day.
That's a lot of commitment, man. That is some commitment right there.
Mm-hmm.
Because she died at 2 a.m. There's no way she could have voted that day.
Record has it that she voted the night of her death.
The night of her death.
Yes.
Like Pat said.
Yeah, no way.
It's a commitment.
Yeah. Serious commitment.
Oh, we're going with no way? I thought we were going with...
I'm going to say no way.
Oh, okay.
Or she was more committed than anybody's ever been, in history.
And by the way,
good for her.
Congressman Henry Cuellar was carjacked at gunpoint last night in D.C., so thankfully he's okay.
Yeah.
But, boy, that is American cities, man.
Crazy.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy. We're going to talk about one American city in particular with Hilary Kennedy in just a few minutes. You will not believe. I hadn't heard anything about this.
Right.
You won't believe what's happening in one of these cities. And parents should really be on high alert. We'll tell you about that coming up. Nearly half of all adults in the United States plan to get the newly recommended COVID-19 vaccine. Yay! The latest poll conducted by the KFF COVID-19 Vaccine Monitor found that 23% of U.S. adults say they will definitely get the updated booster. 23% say they will probably get it, while 19% say they probably will not.
Wow, okay, but still.
33% say they will definitely not get it. I'm kind of in that category.
Kind of.
Definitely not going to get it.
So if you take the definitely getting it and probably going to get it, it's what about 50%?
It's almost half. Yeah.
Almost half.
It's about
so
half.
almost half of Americans are either a dumb ass 2 words or dumbass 1 word.
Okay.
That's where I am.
All right. The new shots from Pfizer, BioNTech, and Moderna, which are formulated to target newer variants of COVID-19, are recommended for everyone 6 months and older. Oh, can you believe they're doing this again?
Yeah, absolutely. Travis Kelce rolling up his sleeve.
Oh, my gosh.
Sure thing.
Jeez. Well, yeah, but he's dating Taylor Swift, so he knows what he's talking about, right? He's
Which is the worst decision by Travis Kelce? To get the shot or to date Taylor Swift?
Date Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
Man.
Boy. Okay, whatever.
We're going to talk more about the COVID-19 situation coming up on Overtime today. But anybody read the Jason Whitlock piece on Deion Sanders and Taylor Swift in football?
Oh, I didn't see that.
Really pretty interesting. He starts it out with a comment about Colin Kaepernick will be remembered as a puberty blocker. The initial step in transitioning football from patriarchy to matriarchy.
That is awesome.
That's good stuff right there. Deion Sanders and Taylor Swift are the doctors assigned to perform the gender-affirming surgery on America's pastime. They're the pop culture icons being used to sever football completely from its traditional roots. Sanders and Swift are the 2 biggest stories in football. Neither will take the field. Sanders, an all-time great athlete, is a celebrity college coach. His 3-2 last-place Pac-12 Colorado Buffaloes are the main draw in college football. Everybody loves Coach Prime. Swift, of course, is a pop music star. She's 2 weeks into an arranged relationship with Kansas City Chiefs tight end Travis Kelce. Sunday night, NBC opened its broadcast of the Chiefs-Jets game with Carson Daly explaining football to Swifties, Taylor's legion of fans. And then they wouldn't stop showing her the rest of the game. There's much more to this, and we'll get to that coming up. But first, we're going to talk with Hilary Kennedy next.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
All right, let me take a minute and tell you about Miracle Made. These are fantastic sheets. I mean, stop sleeping on bacteria. Bacteria can clog your pores, does all kinds of nasty things, and you can instead sleep clean with Miracle. Miracle Made offers a whole line of self-cleaning, eco-friendly bedding, such as sheets, pillowcases, comforters that prevent 99% of bacteria and require 3 times less laundry. Using silver-infused fabrics inspired by NASA, Miracle Made sheets are thermoregulating and designed to keep you at the perfect temperature all night long. Man, I love that. It makes such a huge difference. And they are super comfortable, super luxurious. Go to trymiracle.com/Pat and try Miracle Made sheets today, whether you're buying them for yourself or as a gift for somebody you love. If you order today, you can save over 40%. And if you use our promo code PAT at checkout, you'll get 3 free towels and save an extra 20%. Upgrade your sleep with Miracle Made. Go to trymiracle.com/Pat. Use the promo code PAT to claim your free 3-piece towel set and save over 40% off. Again, that's trymiracle.com/Pat and treat yourself.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Joining us now from the 4-Minute Buzz, Hilary Kennedy. Welcome.
Thank you for having me. I heard you guys had Kexi cookies in here, so
yes.
I just wandered in.
Yes.
So that's what got you in here.
It usually is.
We'll take it. We'll take it. So there's something really weird going on in a major American city that I don't think anybody's ever heard of.
It is just finally picking up steam, which is crazy when you think about it. It's a mystery that's going on in Ohio, mainly in the Cleveland area. So nearly 50 school children went missing in September alone, and they've had over 1,000 missing so far this year.
For the year.
which
for
is
just the
an
year.
insane amount considering this is in Cleveland alone.
Yeah, weird.
So the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, they said there's not really a reliable estimate as to how many children in the U.S. are missing because a lot of them are never reported. So we don't actually know the exact number, but the FBI recorded 359,094 missing children in 2022, which is an increase over the year before.
Oh. Wow.
So they're saying this is kind of an epidemic that's going on in Cleveland. We have a clip that's an example of one of the children that has just recently gone missing, so we'll take a listen to that.
This story's a bit urgent, really they all are, but this is a 15-year-old boy, and he went missing in June. This is Keyshawn Williams, and on June 17th of this year, he called his mother at about 10 p.m. saying he was coming home from a house party. It was on Gertrude Avenue in the Slavic Village neighborhood of Cleveland, Ohio. He never made it home. No one has heard from him since. His phone was tracked to Washington Park, but it was turned off there and his SIM card was removed. He was reported missing on June 17th with an Amber Alert because of his age, and to my knowledge, the Amber Alert is still active. There's a $10,000 reward for information leading to his whereabouts. His entire family, including his grandmother and mother, want him back. His mother has said publicly that she's nervous, fragile, and frantic. It's not like him at all to not contact his family. She said her child has never left this long. He never misses church. He also never misses his boxing practice, and he never misses family meals. She said that he loves to eat, and he looked forward to them.
So it kind of goes on for a little bit
and 130 pounds.
Describes him. But this is just, again, one of over 1,000 kids that have gone missing. The Cleveland PD, their response to all of this, now that it's finally starting to get some media attention, they said the majority of these kids are typically runaways, is what they think is the deal. And they said that a runaway is not immune to the dangers of society, including gang activity, drugs, prostitution, and perhaps leading into human trafficking. However, because they are susceptible to these dangers, it doesn't mean they always will be. He said it doesn't minimize the importance of their case, but they want the reporting done on the situation to be fair and balanced.
Okay. I mean, if you're a runaway, I would assume that at some point you ditch your cell phone. But do you go through and take the SIM card out?
Right.
I mean, that's, I don't like that.
Right. And, they're saying what makes kids hard to find is the lack of photos. I think we have a quick clip about that as well.
It makes it really hard because without a picture, it's hard to put a face with a name. And so, putting a name out there, unless somebody knows that person, makes it very, very hard for law enforcement. And so this is one of the reasons why our organization, like Cleveland Missing, works with families to try to help bring these children home safe and provide support measures for their families. But again, without a picture, it makes it very, very difficult for law enforcement.
So, like he mentioned, an organization, Cleveland Missing, an entire organization has been created in the Cleveland area to provide support to families of missing persons, assisting with searches for loved ones and helping them cope because this is happening so frequently, which is crazy. So,
do they suspect that they're being trafficked in the sex trade? Is that what it is?
PD, they basically just keep saying, we don't really know. I mean, they don't know what is happening to these kids. Now, they have recovered quite a few kids. So there are a lot that are missing. They do recover a large number of them as well. They said last year, only 5 of those children that were missing were abducted by strangers that they recovered. So, but I thought this was really interesting, and I couldn't find anything anywhere else about this until this morning, and it was only on one small news site. There's an alternative weekly newspaper that's based in Cleveland, Ohio, called The Cleveland Scene. And one of their writers broke a story yesterday saying John Zitner, he's the founder of Breakthrough Charter Schools in Ohio, he was arrested in a human trafficking sting.
Oh, no.
So the Attorney General, Dave Yost, announced that they arrested nearly 150 suspects in a sting called Operation Buyer's Remorse. He was charged with engaging in prostitution.
Jeez.
So like I mentioned, he was one of the founders of the Breakthrough Charter Schools in Cleveland. And until very recently, he was the president of the Friends of Breakthrough nonprofit. And that organization is an advocacy organization trying to help close the gap in public funding needed to provide quality education to thousands of children in Cleveland each year.
Wow.
So I didn't see this. Again, like I said, I only saw it on one other media site this morning. So this has not been covered widely yet. But Could there be a connection there? We don't know.
But maybe, I mean, that would make sense, right?
But he does have pretty heavy involvement with school children. And those are the ages of kids that are going missing. Again, this is all alleged. There may be no correlation whatsoever, but it is concerning that someone in that position is being arrested for prostitution.
According to Cleveland Police Chief Wayne Drummond, he said that of the cases this year, of the 1,072 children, 1,072 who've been reported missing, they've recovered 1,020, which would mean 52 still missing, right? But that's way too many.
It's still a lot of in a concentrated area. If it was statewide or if it was over the span of several
over
states.
the country.
But in Cleveland, the Cleveland area specifically, this has really become a big problem. So if you do live in the Cleveland area, if you go to the missing person site, if you have any information about any of those children, you can call. There's a phone number. It's 216-632-7697. Or there is also an email address on their site where you can send in tips.
And watch out for your kids.
Right.
I mean, be on high alert.
And on a happy note, do I have time to bring some happy news?
Yes. Yes, please.
All right. So there was a 9-year-old girl that vanished from her family's camping trip earlier this week in New York. Yes, and they found her. So she has been recovered. She was found inside a cabinet in her abductor's camper van.
Oh my gosh.
So her name's Charlotte
So she was abducted.
Yes, she was taken by this guy.
Jeez.
And they said that she is in good health, that she's doing well. But the perpetrator, Craig Ross Jr., he was arrested. He's currently under questioning. He lived inside a trailer at his mother's property in Milton, New York.
About 36 hours.
But,
another real winner.
But he was captured because he tried to place a ransom note at her parents' home, and it had his DNA all over it. And he'd been arrested previously, I think, for DWI. So they were able to track him down, which is amazing.
Grateful he's dumb.
Yeah.
Right, exactly. So that family, we're so happy for them because this is not typically the outcome.
Yeah. Wow. All right. Well, thanks for the little sliver of good news.
Keep an eye out.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, Hillary. We'll be watching for you on the 4-Minute Buzz. Of course, also HillaryKennedy.com.
Thank you.
Just one L.
One L. Yeah. Get it right.
One L only. She doesn't like to waste consonants like some people.
She also doesn't like to buy the domain at my insistence with the 2 L's so that you could redirect.
Guys, are you ready to boost your testosterone and get your old self back? Our sponsor, Nugenix Total T, is offering a complimentary bottle when you text 231231 and enter the keyword unleashed. Complimentary bottle for you. If you want more energy, you want power to fight the negative physical effects of aging, Nugenix Total T Testosterone Booster with Testofen will help you turn back the clock and re-energize your life. And you get to try it out for free. See if it works. Nugenix is the #1 doctor-recommended testosterone-boosting brand. And now you get that complimentary bottle when you text 231231, enter the keyword unleashed. #1 selling testosterone-boosting brand at GNC and Walmart. Nugenix Total T can help you re-energize your life, help you get back the powerful, confident, good-looking warrior you used to be. Now, get that complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T when you text 231231. Enter the keyword unleashed. Do it right now. It's got key ingredients to help you lose weight fast, get lean fast. Text 231231. Enter the keyword unleashed. Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply. #1 doctor-recommended brand by primary care physicians based on an independent survey conducted by IQVIA in 2022.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
All right. We already know we got a fabulous cabinet behind a fabulous president, right?
Amen.
First of all, this whole administration is led by an absolute powerful genius.
Wow.
And Joe Robinette Biden. I mean, name one thing he hasn't done that he said he was going to do. Name one. You can't.
Cure cancer.
You can't. You can't name one.
Cure cancer?
Yeah, but we're going to. We're still going to.
Heal America.
So you can't. It's happening right now. That's happening. So you've got Joe.
Mm-hmm.
You've got Kamala. We've chronicled how great she is all along.
Yeah, we have.
Yeah, Pete Buttigieg, who we love and admire.
Oh, yeah.
And
because he was great on that train derailment, just
Wasn't
like
he?
Joe, right?
Yeah.
Which, by the way, today now marks 8 months. 8 months
Exactly?
since exactly. 8 months ago. Tuesday the 3rd? Yeah.
Okay.
Because it was February 3rd.
Mm-hmm.
So 8 months ago today, I did the math on this, 243 days.
Good for you.
Thank you.
Good job.
It's about all I can do is just
8
add.
months is 243 days?
Sure. So 243 days, and old man Biden has not bothered to visit East Palestine, Ohio.
Huh. Yeah, but Pete Buttigieg
went there. He's been there. Fine. Yeah, he's fine.
been
He's
there.
good, like you said.
And he's got a background like you can't believe. This man is solid as a rock.
I love this.
Liz Wheeler was on with Glenn on a podcast and did some little digging into Pete Buttigieg's past to find out how great his foundation is.
Okay.
And here's some of that.
Let me take you back to history. The guy who taught people to attack the civil institutions in America has a modern day connection, but let's start with the history first.
Yes, this blew my mind when I was researching the book. I think I was doing this at like 1 a.m. I did a lot of the research for this book after my daughter went to sleep. And I like jumped up from my laptop when I realized this. And I was like, everyone's asleep. Who am I supposed to tell? So I ended up making it the beginning of my book. So when we look at the cultural institutions that have been compromised in our nation, it's pretty obvious. Like the media has been compromised. The education system has been compromised. A lot of religious institutions, sadly, have been compromised. The law has been compromised. And the other side is actively seeking to subvert the nuclear family. So we identify those things and we're like, okay, cool. Well, you take a little step back in history and you realize the communism or Marxism of Karl Marx, it went out of fashion after the Communist Manifesto died out. Because Karl Marx envisioned this global Marxist revolution that didn't really happen because discontented working class really wasn't enough to spark that. But then you have this guy in the early 20th century named Antonio Gramsci. He was the co-founder of the Italian Communist Party, and he was put in prison in fascist Italy. And while he was in prison, he was studying Marxism and what made the Marxist revolutions that were successful. And he accurately recognized that when a Marxist revolution was successful, it wasn't based on economic discontent. It was based on first destroying the civil institutions on which the working class relied. And he named, among others, the media, the education system, religious institutions, the law, and the family. Once you see this stuff, you can't unsee it. But Gramsci's work was not prevalent in the United States for a long time. It didn't become prevalent until the 1970s. So here I am sitting, leafing through.
Hang on just a second. The theory of mine, I don't know if this is true. Because they lost in the 1960s, these Marxists lost, they realized this is not going to work. That we have to have all of them.
Yeah.
And then in the 1980s, when Reagan came in, they still didn't have the boardrooms. And that's when they really started doubling down and getting the companies.
She's about to make a big point there, Glenn.
Yes.
You think that's accurate?
Yes, it is accurate. I think it really did start before the 1960s, the infiltration of our institutions and these ideas being planted in different places in our society. It wasn't something that happened quickly, which is why I think we're not going to be able to fight back against this immediately, because it took 100 years to plant this. We're not going to be able to eradicate it in a day. But I'm leafing through these prison notebooks that Antonio Gramsci wrote, and I realized on the front cover of the page, this is probably like the 15th time I had this book open, that the reason I'm able to read Antonio Gramsci, he wrote in Italian, translated into English, is because of a man who translated his work. The man's name was Joseph Buttigieg. Yes, Matt Buttigieg.
Wow.
This is Pete Buttigieg's father.
Oh, no.
Who ran an international fan club for Antonio Gramsci, translated these works.
So it's not just that he's,
you can't make it up.
Been intersected by heterosexual men, that, he's been oppressed because of that. He's probably legendary because of his family tie in the Marxist circles.
Okay, well, that's perfect.
Isn't that fun?
Good. Yeah, that's fun.
That is fun.
That's fun. It's amazing. It's amazing.
You can't make this stuff up, man.
No, I mean, you could. Nobody would believe it.
Boy, that was fascinating, I thought. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Fascinating people in the Democrat Party. You know, Pete Buttigieg, Kamala Harris, the aforementioned Joe Robinette Biden, all fascinating people. Jamaal Bowman, fascinating.
Oh, that's fire alarm guy.
Yeah, fire alarm guy.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, screaming the F word guy, too, in the halls of Congress.
Oh, yeah, going after Thomas Massey for no good reason.
Yeah. I remember
him.
And then he pulled the fire alarm trying to stop the vote, which, on January 6th was an insurrection. Now it's just, that was an accident. Sorry.
Yeah, he's the cat who said we needed a day of healing on January 6th.
Jamaal?
Yeah. Yeah, we discussed this.
Needed
That's what
a
he wanted.
day of healing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
Now,
well, good.
I need a day of healing every September 30th.
Why? Why
Because
September
that's
30th?
the day
democracy
almost died
again
when Jamaal pulled the fire alarm.
Right. Damn it. That's right. So every September 30th from now on is going to be known as a day of healing for us. I hope you have that down on the calendar.
Put that in your calendar.
Yeah, day of healing.
Remind us, because
from Jamaal
we're going to
Bowman
need to heal.
Trying to kill our democracy.
I don't know how to schedule a tweet, but Chris is going to teach me today.
Got it.
Not only that, but he also put out a really interesting little thing about Republicans and how MAGA Republicans are trying to, they're asserting that Representative Bowman intended to harm or destruct anyone or anything. The exact opposite is true. He was trying to do his job, MAGA Republicans.
Yeah, back off.
Look, if you've been in the Capitol complex, this is from him, on a weekend, you'd know there's only one or two ways to get in and out, and it causes confusion for staffers and members alike.
If your IQ is 4...
But because of last-minute votes caused by Republican incompetence and the surprise bill drop that nobody knew about except everybody, if you knew that not all the exits were staffed like usual, and the signage made it even more confusing. Are you serious?
This is good stuff.
So you confused this? Do we still have the signage?
Yeah.
Show us the signage that he was confused by. For gosh sakes, this is just absolute garbage. Especially when you're in a rush after Republicans drop the bill text 15 minutes before the vote, and the signage on the door is unnecessarily confusing. Look at that confusing signage. He didn't know.
So hold on. So it says fire.
Yeah,
that's confusing. So
that's confusing.
It says push in,
right,
pull down. I mean, you got to go through some steps.
What does that mean? I don't know.
What could it mean?
I'm really confused because of these MAGA Republicans, and I'm in a hurry. And I've never been in the Capitol building before. I've never seen these signs. I don't know what they mean. Can someone please explain them to me?
Yeah, never forget September 30th. Yeah, I mean, you talk about the interesting people in the Democrat Party. One of those interesting individuals is Robert Kennedy Jr., who may be soon leaving. Did you see that? He may run as an independent.
It looks like it's a done deal. And I think he's going to announce it. Is it a week from?
I don't know.
A week from Monday. He said he's going to. Yeah, the 9th.
So,
which I think is a week.
If your ballot has a Republican, a Democrat, and an independent Robert Kennedy, who do you think that's going to affect more, siphon votes from?
Democrat.
Really?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, yes, some conservatives have been taken in by RFK Jr.
I don't know, man.
But
it's going to be interesting.
I hope people are smart enough to realize the guy can't be the guy for Republicans.
Okay.
Not if you're an actual Republican.
I would love to see some serious polling on that.
Yeah, well,
I'm
think sure we will.
It's gonna.
Once he announces, we'll see all kinds of polling on it.
Okay. Well, it's not gonna matter because when I win Powerball,
you don't care.
I'm just gonna disappear.
Okay.
And any kind of policy out of DC won't affect me.
So it's either you or Jeffy that's going to win it.
It's me.
It's you?
I mean, yesterday I had a hiccup because I didn't win last night. Nobody won.
Nobody won?
Yeah, it rolled over to tomorrow night.
And how much is it now? Is it $1 billion yet?
1.2 billion.
1.2 billion. Mm-hmm. Now it's starting to get interesting. It wasn't interesting at $940 million.
Right, cash
I wasn't
value,
interested.
551.
Okay.
551 million.
Uh-huh.
I will, obviously
after taxes.
Yeah, I will 300. I will pay my taxes.
Yeah.
As like a parting gift before I disappear.
Okay.
And so what that'll leave me with? 300 million?
Probably 300, 320, something like that.
I can make that work.
Somewhere in there.
I can make that work.
Really? You can make ends meet on just 320 million?
I'll budget.
All right. Yeah, I mean, if you really scrimp and cut back, it might last you a decade or two. So
how much are you gonna want? You're gonna ask me for money if I win.
I want $1 million. Will you give me $1 million?
Are you gonna ask me like officially? Are you asking me?
I'm
now,
asking you now,
hypothetically, or
no? If you do win, will you give me $1 million out of your $320 million that you got left over? Come on, $1 million. That you won't even
ask
feel
me
it
after I win it.
All right, I will, but I definitely will. I mean, if you win it, or Jeff, I'm bumming $1 million off both of you.
Beg like a dog.
I will. I've got no shame on that.
On the air.
None whatsoever. I've already begged like a dog on the air.
Think of the clicks.
He was in my office begging like a dog.
Think of the clicks.
Think of it.
Pat Gray.
Oh, it'd be great.
Groveling for cash.
Yeah. I'm not above it. I'll tell you that right now. Not above it. All right, we got overtime coming up, and then we'll see you back here tomorrow. Jeffy will be here, too, to chew the fat.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.